Hello friends, my name is Radhamus. Today we will discuss about a topic enterprise environmental factor. Friend, with respect to project management, PMBOK, project management body of knowledge, uh, this is a very important topic. Friend, if you are studying project management in university or you are planning to give exam of PMP, so friend, you will see this topic in the exam and multiple options, multiple choice options. You will definitely see at least 5 to 10 questions you will see which are directly related to this topic, enterprise environmental factor. Also friend, if you are a professional project manager and working in any organization as a professional project manager, so again this is very necessary for you to understand the concept of enterprise environmental factor, because with respect to PMBOK or project management body of knowledge, this is a very important topic. So as a professional project manager, as to be, if you want to be a successful project manager, so you must have to know that what is enterprise environmental factor. So friend, let's start. First of all, I will request to please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell option as well, so that my new videos can reach to you. So let's start. Enterprise environmental factor. Friend, first of all, try to understand that this is a topic which is directly related to project management. Enterprise environmental factor. First of all, we have to see what is environment factor. Friend, if I just ask from you that what do you think, what is environment, friend? Friend, environment is basically surrounding, which is the things which are surrounding us. There are basically two types of environment. One is the natural environment, and another one is the human made, the environment made by human beings. Okay, so for example like the mountains, rivers, oceans, the weather, all these are the natural environment. Okay, the things which are surrounding us. Similarly, the other environment is the environment made by human beings, like for example roads, buildings, houses, flats, uh, sewerage system, etc. So these are the things which are made by human beings. So friend, so basically there are two types of environment which are surrounding us. One is the home natural environment, like rivers, mountains, weather, etc. And another type of environment is the human beings environment made by human beings, like roads, buildings, flats, houses, etc. Friend, if you are just think of a moment, like for example environment has influence on us. Like for example, if you are in a city, if you are in a country where weather is very cold, so obviously you have to wear the warm clothes. Another type of example, like you are in a city where weather is very hot. So if weather is very hot, so you can't wear the warm clothes. Obviously you have to wear the clothes which are according to the warm weather, hot weather. So friend, I just want to explain you that the whatever the weather, whatever the environment is, you have to behave according to the weather, according to the environment actually. So this is very important, that what type of of environment you are facing, you have to behave according to the environment. Okay, because environment has influence on us. Another important factor in whenever we talk about environment, like for example if we are talking about natural environment, so we can't change the natural environment. For example, you are take an example of environment, like you are going somewhere outside and you have to reach to your office, and at the same time the rain started, and you have to face lots of rain on the road. So what you will do? You can't do anything at that moment, because the environment, when we are talking about environment, we can't change the environment. Like we can't do anything about environment. Like just take the same example, can you do something against the rain? Nothing, we can't do anything. If rain has started, it has started, so you have to take the decisions according to the rain. Like you may change your path to office, you may have to wait somewhere, either you have to wait, either you have to continue, etc, etc. But the same at the same moment you can't change the environment. However, you have to take the decisions according to the environment. Now, friend, if you can understand the concept of environment, now we can talk about enterprise environmental factor. Friend, when we talk about enterprise environmental factor, basically we are talking about the factor, the culture of an organization. Friend, if you are a professional project manager, or if you are already working somewhere and you have switched multiple jobs, so you can understand, you may have an idea that every organization has their own culture, their own environment, and their own expectations. And the culture, you can't change the culture, you can't change their environment. Actually, you basically you have to change your mindset, you have to adjust according to their environment. Okay, whenever we talk about enterprise environmental factor, basically we are referring to their culture, their environment, their expectations actually. For example, just give me let me give you example. In some organization, they expect that project manager should be a lead and he would be responsible for all the things of a project. I'm just talking about a cultural things. However, in some other organization, they expect that project manager is they think that project manager is the subordinate of the technical lead, and they think that all the things should be done by the technical lead, and the project manager is just should be a coordinator and facilitator. I'm right now just talking about the enterprise environmental factor. So friend, enterprise environmental factors are the influences not under the control of the organization or the project management team that affect the organization, the project, and its outcome. Every organization has to exist and work with the WEF. WEF means enterprise environmental factor. So friend, just think of an enterprise environmental factor as the rules, not only the rules, basically the cultures, the norms of an organization. Whenever we join any organization, we have to, first of all, we have to understand the culture of an organization, the norms, the expectations of a organization, and then we have to behave, we have to adjust ourselves according to the enterprise environmental factor. Basically, when we talk about enterprise environmental factor, we are referring to the culture, their behaviors, their expectations, basically, of organization. And every organization has unique enterprise environmental factor, has their own culture, has their own expectation. Basically, there are two types of enterprise environmental factor. One is the internal enterprise environmental factor, and the second one is the external. When we talk about what is internal enterprise environmental factor, for example, organization culture, organizational structure like hierarchy. For example, C is on the top, then the head of PMO, then the project management, then the technical lead. So every organization has their own hierarchy level. Their political conditions are different. Like for example, somewhere head of PMO is very powerful. In some other positions, the head of technical lead, technical position is on the power. So the political and politics of every organization is different. Resources, level of resources mindsets are different. Infrastructure is different. Like for example, somewhere in IT infrastructure team is very strong, they have a very big power in their hands. However, in some other organization, the IT infrastructure is very weak, they don't have any such power. So these are the types and example of internal enterprise environmental factor: organization culture, organizational structure, political conditions, resources, infrastructure. The other type is the external enterprise environmental factor. What are the external enterprise environmental factor? For example, government regulations are there. Every country has their own regulations. The market conditions, for example, in some countries market condition is very good. For example, just take an example, like for example in Europe, like Australia, Canada, the software industry is very strong. On other side, like India, Pakistan, the software industry is growing, is not so much strong as compared to USA, Australia and Canada. Another type is the political condition of a country, like you don't have any authority, you can't say anything, you can't have any authority about the political condition of a country. Industry standards are different, each country has their own industry standards. Legal restrictions of every country is different, every country has their own legal environment, legal restrictions. And obviously as a project manager you have don't have any such rights, you don't have any such authority to talk about the legal restrictions. So friend, enterprise environmental factor is basically the cultural norms of an organization. And there are two types of enterprise environmental factor, internal and external, and both have their own restrictions and both have their own norms. And as a project manager you have to adjust to yourself according to the enterprise environmental factor, because you can't change them, you have to adjust yourself according to the enterprise environmental factor. So friend, thank you, thanks a lot for your time, and that's all from my side. I hope you like this video. If you like, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and thank you, thanks a lot for your time.